for the summer, we plan the field, we order seeds, we hire a crew that is going to work with us for the season. We start seedlings in the greenhouse that are going to be transplanted out. We have all of our equipment serviced, start our field work in April. So the first things that we do in the field in the spring, it's largely a lot of tractor work. So we often first spread lime to raise the pH. The very first things we plant in the spring are typically peas. Those are the first thing that we direct seed into the soil, which means we're actually sowing the seeds directly out into the field. And the first things we transplant, those are seedlings that we start in the greenhouses that then get transplanted by hand into the field. Those first crops are typically kale, lettuce, bok choy, and onions. And those are the things actually now on April 24th that are already in the field.
A huge part of farming is caring for the soil, and that's something that happens all year round. But in this particular time, we're making sure the soil is ready to support our season of crops. So the process of that is working the soil, turning it over, working in the cover crops, and preparing seed beds to put our seedlings into. In the fall, before we end the season, we plant things that the soil needs for nutrients. So our first step is to go in with a plow and turn those crops over and into the ground, and to use a couple other tractor implements to make sure that those crops have broken down into the soil. After that, we're able to use one of our implements called the bed shaper and create beds to put our plants into. In the meantime, we do a lot of work here in the greenhouse, and we start everything from seed. So we order all of our seeds in January or February, and at that time we have to have a good idea of how many seedlings we'll want, how many seeds we'll need to fill the fields. So once we have all the seeds in, we also have to order potting mix, and some farmers make their own mix. They'll collect worm castings and they'll make compost, and they'll make their own mix. We worked out a schedule of when to start which seedlings when. There are certain crops that we'll do one succession of, we'll plant one time, and there are others that we'll plant up to 13 times. So the work that's happening outside the beds that are being shaped, when the timing finally matches up where we have the seedlings to go into those beds and the weather has cooperated and we have dry days to work in the soil, then we're able to transplant. So we have a couple of crops that will leave in the ground all winter, aside from the cover crops, and those are kale, collards, and hardy brassicas. Here we have a couple other perennials. We have some fruit trees and raspberries that are always in the ground, and they go dormant over the winter, and then this time of year they start to bud and come back to life. There is always a waiting period, especially this time of year when we're still having shorter days and cold nights. As the days get longer and the nights are warmer, then the plants really are happy.